We're at the Nova exhibition in Los Angeles. It's the music festival that was massacred, led to the massacre of villages and bombs, rockets, which killed over 1,200 Israeli people October 7th, 2023. And you're here, you've been here before, have you?
Have. Yes. I was here about 3 weeks ago and spent probably 3 hours and realized I need another 3 hours. So I decided to come back tonight.
How has seeing the aftermath of October 7th and then October 8th when they started protesting, how did that change your worldview, your political worldview?
It took me a few days to absorb everything because it was right after Yom Kippur and birthdays and things like that. And within about 4 or 5 days, when I heard the guy at the United Nations say, you can't take, this has all happened within context. So that has been the biggest word. Then I knew we were in trouble.
Who is it? The university presidents?
The United Nations secretary said this is all happening within some kind of a context. So in other words, they were justifying what happened, and everything at the universities popped up within days. Where did they all get those tents? The whole thing was a shock, so it took me probably a whole week to really grasp what was going on. I was completely shocked. Like myself and other Jews, Israelis, we thought the world would have some sympathy, and there wasn't any. It's like the vermin came out of the rocks and appeared. And the only good thing I can say is now we know what we're dealing with. Complete hatred.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Only of Israelis, though? Hatred only of Israelis?
Of Jews and Israelis.
Because is it being visited upon Jews in the diaspora, in the universities and streets of the West?
It is now. I mean, we've had 11 months, and yes, it's getting worse every day. I read, I get something online, the Allgemeiner, and I'm shocked at what's going on all over the world, from the arts to synagogues to the man being killed protesting in about 3 months ago in Los Angeles, to the synagogue on Robertson Boulevard where on Pico Robertson, there isn't ever, I'm speechless actually.
Were you ever a Democrat supporter?
I think so, until I think I worked on the Bill Clinton campaign in Marin County, and I encouraged my parents to vote for him too.
But what's happened to the Democrat Party today?
It's destroyed. It's gone so far to the left, I don't even recognize it. It's like Reagan said, I didn't leave the Democrat Party, it left me. Right. And when I see Kamala Harris supporting the squad, I'm shocked. I am shocked. And I grew up in San Francisco Bay Area, so I followed her career, so I'm not surprised at her direction. I am shocked that she's gone this far. And I'm shocked that she pretends to be a supporter of Israel. I know she's lying.
There are a lot of Islamists, anti-Zionists in the Biden-Harris administration now. What do you fear if they prevail for the next 4 years? What do you fear for Zionists?
We're hated. I feel that the Jewish people, the Jewish civilization will survive. We have survived for thousands.
We didn't survive the Holocaust. 2/3 of European Jewries.
Right.
Yeah. There's no guarantees.
I'm nervous about what's going to happen in Israel, but in the long run, of course, the Jewish civilization will survive somehow.
Not necessarily. It's not a given, especially with nuclear weapons.
I hope that Israel uses their nuclear weapons first. Did I really say that? I mean, I have talked to Israelis, and they say, let's just get this over with. We're doing little pieces here and there. It just is not making any sense. And I can't stand to think about the hostages and what they've gone through. And I can't stand what's going on in the north and the Houthis, and how long can Israel survive with the Iron Dome and money and military, and I don't think there's enough people going to How are they going to get enough people? The reservists, the Miluim. I don't know what's going to happen.
Israel wouldn't be able to lift an airplane if this Democratic administration continues.
Well, President Trump was responsible for moving the embassy to Jerusalem.
Right.
Hello, Boker Tov. He's responsible for the Abraham Accords. He did many things. We have relations with countries that we never thought we would.
Yes. Is he anti-Semitic?
I don't think so. He's a little meshugana, but his daughter is Jewish and his grandchildren are Jewish, and I'm going to take my chances with him that he is going to support, and he's promised to help Israel and support us.
Well, it isn't much of a chance. He served for 4 years. Exactly. How were things under him?
Great. Yeah. He's a little crazy. I wish he'd stop doing this. Okay. But I'm voting for him, and I can't believe that American Jews don't see this. They don't care about Israel. Israel is part of our identity.
Yeah, and it's also being used as a proxy for Jews in the world. And so whatever Israel does then gets taken out on against Jews in the diaspora. So we're
with you. I totally agree with you.
You're going back to San Diego. What's it going to be like for you there among your peers?
I belong to something called UCSD Extension, OLI, Osher Lifelong Learning, and people are over 50, and many of them are Jewish. And I was so shocked after October 7th, 8th, the whole month. I had very few people of my colleagues or peers ask me, how are your relatives in Israel? They don't even discuss it. I think I have one Christian friend there, and most people don't even want to talk about it. And I belong to another group that had a lot of Jewish women, the same. So I don't go to those, I don't want to be affiliated with that anymore.